Greetings folks, and I hope your chess wizard isn't cheating wherever you are in collecting land, and welcome back to the channel. So, regulars to the channel will know, Mr. Go Figure is a huge John Carpenter fan. I grew up on a steady diet of Carpenter, Cronenberg and Romero. Probably one of the most influential directors on Mr. Go Figure that there has ever been, and I still love all his movies today. Everything from Prince of Darkness to Christine to They Live, every single one a winner. So to celebrate all things Mr. Carpenter, I thought what we'd do is have a quick scout through the best of John Carpenter in 1/6 scale, or at least the best in my collection anyway. This is not a definitive list. I'm sure there's plenty more out there, but these are my pick of the best in my collection. But before we dive in, I'd like to send the usual Christine-sized shout out to everybody who's supported the channel. And please drop a like and hype on this video, as it helps other people find Go Figure. And if you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button and bell notification icon so you're not missing any of the 1/6 scale news, reviews, previews, tours, showcases, and all that other good stuff. So, without further ado, let's dive into the wonderful world of Mr. Carpenter. Okay folks, so first up to bat, it is Roddy Piper, aka John Nada, from John Carpenter's 1988 seminal classic They Live, and its social commentary on Reaganomics of the 80s, brought to us by Mondo. Now, Mondo tend to provoke a bit of a mixed bag when it comes to responses. I'll say this from the get-go, this is not of the same standard that you would expect from, say, Hot Toys or InArt or Caustic Plastic or a company like that. However, I still really like this figure, and if I didn't mention at the top there are full reviews of all the figures that are featured in this video on the channel, so if you wanted to see them in a little bit more detail, check out the homepage. But yeah, so what have Mondo given us? I think this was released last year. This is the timed edition. Let's start with the proportions. I think Mondo have pretty much got it on point here. The proportions are there, the scale is right, and overall, I think, yeah, they've landed quite well here, Mondo. I know Mondo have their critics, but I do like this figure. We'll start at the bottom and work our way up. Sculpted plastic boots, screen accurate, the colour's right, you've got sculpted in laces there, the sole's really well done. The body on this figure is very good. Super heavy, feels really sturdy out of the box. And as I say, proportions are nailed on. Then you've got the jeans, real denim jeans, that washed out colour, that 80s washed out denim look, and it works really well. The stitch work is excellent, as you can see there, around the pockets, around the fly area, the zipper area, around the belt loops, and the fit, fall and finish can't be faulted. There are no loose threads hanging down, and they just work really well. And the screen accuracy is pretty much delivered all over with this figure. Relatively simple outfit. You've got that blue sort of plaid stroke check shirt going on, and that's pretty much a lot for the outfit. The stitch work's pretty good on the shirt, like the material they've used. It's not perhaps the best or the highest quality cotton in the world, but it does the job. This collar can be a little bit finicky. It's a little bit on the large side and doesn't want to sit down sometimes, so it takes a bit of futzing to get it to sit properly. But overall, stitch work, colour, screen accuracy, pretty much there in spades. Let's talk about the accessories. Now, as I mentioned at the top there, this is the timed edition of this figure. Now, timed edition came with slightly more accessories than you're seeing here. You also got a nightstick, you got the police baton, you got a walkie-talkie, the police walkie-talkie that he steals. You get a bubblegum box, which is great to see after his famous improvised line in the bank. That's just made out of cardboard. And what else do you get? You also get an extra pair of sunglasses. I've got him gripping the plain black pair here, but it also comes with a pair that actually have the reflection of one of the revealed aliens in it to match the now famous poster that came with the movie, that close-up of his face holding the glasses there with the reflection. And you also get, with the timed edition, you get a sort of what-if head sculpt. And it's pretty much the same as this, but with the alien face, replacing Rowdy Piper's face. I'm not awfully keen on that, although the paint applications are very good. I don't use it in the display. It's a nice idea, but not something that I do use. But it's there if you want it, and it's a novel inclusion. Let's talk about this head sculpt while we're here. I think Mondo have done a pretty good job, as I mentioned previously there. We're not talking in art or Hot Toy standards at the end of the day, but as a likeness of Roddy Piper, the late Roddy Piper, I think they've captured him pretty well. Skin tones and textures are very good. You've got a hint of 5 o'clock shadow there. The creasing in the face is very good. The eyes are nice and glassy, and the right colour, and overall, yeah, it's unmistakably Rowdy Piper, and it's unmistakably John Nada. The hair, now that famous mullet that he sported in the film, the hair's sculpted plastic, obviously. It's not the best in the world. It could perhaps be a little bit more detailed and a little bit more, better paint applications, although the colour is pretty much on point. It's a simplistic sculpt by today's standards, but it still works for me. You're probably noticing that gap at the side of the head there. Now, they've left that gap on purpose, Mondo, obviously, so you can fit the glasses. I tend to have him without the glasses because I do like the head sculpt. I like to see the head sculpt. But you can have him glasses on if you so wish, with the slightly oversized sunglasses that they wear in the movie to see the aliens. Overall, the articulation's pretty good. It's a little bit on the stiff side, but you tend to find that a lot with Mondo figures. You also get with him as included accessories. Obviously, you get the police shotgun, sculpted plastic and nicely done. You get this the police officer's belt that he steals that you can put across his shoulder, and you get the two guns. You get the silver revolver and the black pistol as well. So accessories pretty good, although I have to say this is not the standard issue Mondo base. This is actually, I believe this is TB League Fison Bloodshot base. And I've got a few of these lying around, and as regulars to the channel will know, I tend to use this with all manner of figures, and it just fits this John Nada figure really, really well. The one that Mondo give us is just the plain black plastic circle, nothing to write home about, but overall, yeah, I think this is a great figure. It's, as I say, it's never going to be up there with some of the other high-end manufacturers, but I think as a representation of John Nada, of Roddy Piper from They Live, I really, really like it. If I was going to give it a score, I'd probably give it a 7, maybe a 7.5 out of 10. But still, I think it's a cracking figure, and I think it displays incredibly well in the John Carpenter section. So, on to the next. Okay, folks, so next up, it's Asma's Toys take on Kurt Russell as Snake Plissken from Carpenter's seminal 81 masterpiece, that is Escape from New York. Now, as with Mondo, Asmas tend to provoke quite extreme responses in the collecting world that vary from fan worship to a lot of hate that goes their way as well. But we'll get to that shortly. But what can I say? Escape from New York, a classic, and still probably one of my favourite Carpenter movies of all time. But this particular figure came in 2 versions, was released last year. You had the sculpted hair version, and you had this, the rooted hair version. So props to Asmus going down the rooted hair line with this, but let's have a close-up look at this guy. So the version I've got here came with this amazing diorama base. A little bit too amazing, but we'll get to that. I mean, what you've got is it's all sculpted plastic, obviously. You've got that rather nice nameplate on the front there with the metal nameplate that says Snake Plissken and Escape from New York, but you've sort of got this sculpted type New York wreckage diorama thing going on, and there's an awful lot going on here. You've got newspaper on the side here, you've got a yellow cab door, it's Cabby's cab, I'm assuming. There's a wheel going on there in the background. Actually, if I can swing this round so you can see it, I've got him freestanding, so I've got to be super careful. You've got the Statue of Liberty torch there. It's quite nicely painted. Paint application's perhaps a little bit soft on this, but my major complaint about this diorama is it's a little bit too busy. You do have space for a flight pole in that little gap there that you can see, and you're probably going to need it if you want to do anything other than the pose that I've got him in here, because there's so much going on there. Getting him into any kind of pose on this thing is a bit of a nightmare. So yeah, it looks good, but damn is it impractical. But let's talk the figure. So figure itself, yeah, you've got the sculpted plastic boots. They're nicely weathered. You've got the plates, the metal plates on the front of the shin area there with that design on, which is screen accurate. You've got the spikes on the tips of the boots, although I have to say one of them's broken off here. These aren't the most stable of things. They're actually sculpted plastic, painted to look like metal, and as you can probably see there, I think one snapped off on this side and possibly on the other as well, so be super careful if you're thinking of picking this figure up. But let's talk proportions. I think the proportions are very, very good. I mean, we've only had one other mainstream manufacturer tackle this particular character, as far as I'm aware. Anyway, if I'm getting that wrong, correct me in the comments section below. And that's the sideshow version. But we'll talk about that. But the Asmus Toys version, proportions look on point to me. You've got those urban camo pants going on with the stripes in there. The stitch work is very, very good. As you can see, there are no loose threads. It's in scale. And once again, Mr. Go Figure is going to mention being a stickler for getting 6 scale stitch work right. And Asmus have nailed it on here. You've got the belt around the waist area. Let's talk accessories actually, considering we're talking the belt. You do get a shit ton of accessories with this figure, which include the walkie-talkie. Obviously you've got the modified Mac 10 there with the telescopic sight. You've got the Smith & Wesson with the telescopic sight as well. You've got the suppressor on the Mac 10 too. You also get the leather jacket, and it is real leather, and I've got to say props to Asmus for going down the leather jacket route. I haven't got it on him. I don't tend to display him with the leather jacket on. The reason for that is twofold. He really doesn't appear, although it's iconic, he doesn't wear the jacket pretty much for most of the movie. He only has it on for a couple of scenes, and I sort of prefer this vested look. And also as well, it is a bit of a ball ache getting that leather jacket on. It is quite tight. Taking it on and taking it off is a real job in itself, and can be quite time consuming and frustrating. But the quality of the leather jacket can't be faulted. The weathering on it, the colouring, the proportions, the size, and the fit and finish are all excellent. But this is my preferred look for him. I think this to me just smacks Escape from New York. You also get swap out arms if you're wanting to go with that leather jacketed look. These are Asmus Toys' take on seamless arms. You get jointed arms for use with the leather jacket, just makes it a little bit easier, not that much, but a little bit easier taking it on and off and posing him when you've got the jointed arms on. These seamless arms are not the best in the world. How can I describe them? Collectors of 1/6 scale figures will know it's before we started seeing sort of medical grade silicone, and what we got was this sort of rubber sleeve over the top of the figure itself. So there's that air gap going on in between. It doesn't crease very well at the elbows, as you can see there if you're going for a dynamic pose. They're not the best in the world. They do the job, but they could be better. Although the skin tones and textures are nice and the proportions are correct. As far as accessories go as well, you also get the timer on the wrist there, the wrist timer with the red LEDs, which is nicely done. You also get the button bracelet with the eagle on it there, if the camera's catching that. Overall accessories are very, very good. But let's talk head sculpt. Let's swing him round and have a look at this head sculpt now. I mentioned the sideshow version before, and I do own that. I do have it. I do have that in the collection, and this replaced it. Now, I think this is a better head sculpt. Now, I know I'm probably going to rub people's rhubarb the wrong way by saying that, but I think this is a superior head sculpt. Is it perfect? No, not at all. However, it's unmistakably Kurt Russell as Snake Plissken. Could it be better? Absolutely. But I think they made a fist of it here. It's not half bad at all. That rooted hair is very, very well done for a company that perhaps doesn't carry the best rep in the world. The colour's right, that sort of centre parting going on, the way it falls, the colour as well is there, and the style is there as well. So I think they've done a good job with the hair. It's just the sculpt that's ever so slightly off. For me, it's a chubbiness in the face that has been over accentuated. But you've got that 5 o'clock shadow. The skin tones and textures are nice. The one eye that you can see is the right colour and it's nice and glassy. So overall, yeah, it's not the best head sculpt in the world, but I've seen a hell of a lot worse. And I think until we get another mainstream manufacturer, maybe an InArt or a Hot Toys or a Caustic Plastic tackling this IP, this most certainly is more than just a placeholder for me. I think it's a very, very good figure. And I think as far as mainstream manufacturers go anyway, possibly the best Snake Plissken out there at the moment. So there you have it, folks. Onwards and upwards. What's next on the list? Okay, so it's back to Mondo, and it's their 1/6 scale take on Kurt Russell as R.J. MacReady from John Carpenter's masterpiece. That is the 1982 movie The Thing. Possibly one of my favourite John Carpenter films of all time. I think it's going to be tied up there with at number 1 with Halloween, but yeah, a superb film. And still an exercise today of in-camera practical special effects. Forget your CGI, just watch The Thing. But what have Mondo given us? Well, it's not first impressions. Obviously, I had this figure a while. I think this one was released last year as well, maybe the year before. I'd have to double check, but proportions are on point. I'm going to say from the get-go here, this is not the best figure in the world. It is not Mondo's finest hour. It does have some good things going for it, but we'll start at the bottom and work our way up. We'll start with the base. Obviously, this isn't the base that this figure comes with. Collectors will recognise this as the Hot Toys Snowspeeder loop base. They give us, unfortunately, the same usual black circle and crotch grabber, dull as dishwater. Mondo, really, get your act together on your bases. We need something a little bit more, especially at this price point. But yeah, starting at the bottom as we always do. Boots, sculpted plastic, relatively basic here, sculpted in laces. There's a bit of weathering going on. There's no split cut boot design here, so yeah, articulation isn't the best in the world. There's some heft to it, as with all Mondo figures. They really do come in at a weight. I think it's probably the plastic that Mondo use in their figures. It's just super heavy, and once again, the joints can be a little bit stiff. I think that's down to the quality of plastic, but the suit, the sort of boiler suit thing that he's got underneath there is relatively well done. It's that deep olive green. You've got the faux zips going on. The stitch work is very, very good. Can't be faulted there. And the fit and finish on the overalls is pretty good. Could do with some weathering. It's all a bit too clean. It's all a bit too new. But overall, it does the job. And you can see it runs. Obviously, it's a coverall, so it goes all the way up to the collar up there underneath the jacket. Let's talk belt. Belt's pretty well done. I don't think this is leather. Correct me in the comments section if I'm getting that wrong. I'll have to check the blurb. Not 100% sure whether that's leather or not. I think it's probably faux leather, to be honest with you. Probably a pleather. But you've got a sculpted plastic holster there with the revolver in it, and you've got him clutching the shotgun as well. While we're on the subject of accessories, he also comes replete with a flamethrower with flame effect. That's a very, very nice little accessory. I find it difficult to actually pose him with that. With all these layers on, with the stiffness of that body, getting him to hold that flamethrower can be really problematic. So I tend not to display him with it. I tend to just go for this look, clutching the shotgun. Also, along with the other accessories, you get a swap out head sculpt. This is the timed edition, and you get a sort of frostbite head sculpt to sort of replicate the sequence where he's returned to the base. Yeah, I'm not as keen on that head sculpt as I am on this one. I think it looks a tad goofy, but we will get to this head sculpt momentarily. Other accessories include, and I really do like these, you've got the head thing, the spider head thing, and yeah, it's really, really nice inclusion. It's got articulated joints there, so there's some posability in it. The paint applications are very, very good. The eyes on stalks, and the whole thing, just, it's a great little inclusion. And I do use these in the display. I think they look really good. And you've also got the dog thing as well. And that's suitably gruesome, with all the exposed flesh, the red paint applications. Yeah, they're a little bit soft on there. They could be a little bit more 4K. But overall, I think as inclusions with the figure, if you're putting together a thing display, they really do add to that sort of diorama-esque look, and are great inclusions. But back to Mr. MacReady himself. Let's take a look at that head. Well, before we take a look at the head sculpt, let's talk the leather jacket. Yeah, another gripe here for me is this leather jacket. Number one, it doesn't fit properly. It doesn't fall very well. It's not the right size. I mean, the materials are good, and the finish on the jacket itself is nice, but it's just the overall size for me, and the look needs to be weathered, needs to be bigger, and the style is slightly off. So yeah, missed a trick there, unfortunately, Mondo, with that jacket. But underneath the jacket, obviously, you've got that boiler suit going on, and then underneath that, you've got the grey shirt as well, which is screen accurate and nicely put together. Let's talk head sculpt. Yes, straight away, this is not the strongest aspect of this figure. The hair, sculpted plastic hair, individual strands picked out, the right colour, the right style. It's the head sculpt itself. It's just a little weak. When you've got it on the figure, obviously, and when you're displaying this figure, straight away you know which movie it's from. But yeah, unfortunately that head sculpt's a little bit on the weak side. The beard's quite well done. It's the right length, the right colour. You can see the individual strands in there. It's just the overall sculpt itself. The paint applications could be a little bit better, but I really don't think you're going to. It's not going to change the fact that head sculpt is off. It's just it's too soft and not accurate enough. But as I said before with the previous figure, this is pretty much the only mainstream, I believe, RJ MacReady we've got. So outside of really, really expensive custom pieces, you're not going to be able to pick up another figure like this. So as with the Escape from New York figure, this is probably a very, very competent placeholder until one of the other more high-end manufacturers pick up the license and give us the RJ MacReady that we deserve. But still, until that day comes, I really like displaying this figure, and I have a lot of fun with it. So there you have it, folks. That is Mondo's take on MacReady. On to the next. So finally, what roundup of John Carpenter in 1/6 scale would be complete without Halloween? And we're going to look at both of these figures at the same time. What you've got on the left is the Trick or Treat Studios take on Donald Pleasance as Dr. Loomis, and on the right you've got the Sideshow take on Michael Myers himself. We'll start with Michael. Now, this always opens up a huge debate amongst collectors. Number one, Sideshow. Yes, they have issues, shall we say, with some of their figures, and some of those issues are present here as well. Also, it opens up the debate about who makes the most accurate Michael Myers in 1/6 scale. I'm not even going to enter into that debate. I'm not going to enter into the debate about the colour of these coveralls. We've located them. There is a green tinge to them, so maybe these aren't as screen accurate. I was in a quandary when picking up this figure, whether to go with the Sideshow or the Trick or Treat Studios. Apparently the Trick or Treat Studios is slightly more accurate, but I just preferred the Sideshow version. And it's a very, very simple figure. It's never going to be a complex figure, Michael, in 1/6 scale, but yeah, let's start with those boots. They've got that green flash on the side, which I believe is screen accurate. I'm not going to enter into that debate. The laces are sculpted in as well. The coveralls themselves are very, very simple. They're just this sort of slate grey stroke weathered blue coverall, and that's it. There is much debate about the not only the colour but also the fit and the finish of these. I'm not going to go there. I do like this figure. Is it perfect? No, not by a long stretch of the imagination, but it does it for me. Yeah, the coveralls themselves are very well made. The stitch work is very good. You've got those slightly mismatched pockets on the front there. I have him with the collar up, and there is weathering if the light's picking this up. It's not overly weathered, but the weathering is there. And you get a raft of accessories with this guy. You get the sheet, so you can put the sheet over his head and have him with the glasses look where he pretends to be a ghost. You get a telephone as well, which is, well, or at least the mouthpiece for a telephone as well. And that's pretty much a lot with this, apart from the Halloween pumpkin as well. You get the bloodied knife, obviously. It's synonymous with the figure itself, and that's pretty well done in sculpted plastic with that blood spatter on it. And as I say, a simple figure. The most important thing, I suppose, is getting the mask right, and they've pretty much got it here. Is it 100%? No, but it's pretty good. That Shatner mask is done quite well. You can see the eyes underneath there with that deathly stare. The hair is nicely sculpted and well done with the individual strands picked out. Overall, yeah, even down to that scar on the face, I think they've done a pretty good job here, Sideshow. As I say, it's open to debate, which is the best Michael Myers, and we all have our personal preferences. This is the only Michael I've got in the collection, much to my shame. I'm going to be looking to pick up another one in the not too distant future. I want something a little bit more screen accurate, so but this guy will do until that figure arrives. Any recommendations are greatly accepted in the comment section below. On to Trick or Treat Studios Dr. Loomis. Now, I have a love-hate relationship with this figure. That head sculpt, let's start with the head sculpt for a change, I think is absolutely phenomenal. I think some of Trick or Treat Studios' best work. I think it's Dr. Loomis all over. I think it's Donald Pleasance all over. I think it really, really is a superior head sculpt, this one. It's just the paint applications that let it down. The hair and the beard are fine. The eyes are super glassy and really nicely done. The texturing of the skin is all great. They've just given him a suntan which will put Mr. Go Figure to shame. It looks like he's been in Florida for a few months. Yeah, that's the only thing that really lets down for me what is an absolutely amazing head sculpt. The body proportions are right. He's a bit mismatched against the Sideshow Michael Myers here because they come off at pretty much the same height, and as we all know, Michael Myers was slightly taller than Dr. Loomis, so that's part of the reason why we're picking up another Michael. But let's talk outfit on Dr. Loomis. The suit is pretty good underneath that brown suit. It's made out of a cotton material. The style is right and it falls well. The shirt's a bit of a ball ache. The collar's oversized. It doesn't cooperate, although the stitch work is okay. It's not the best 1/6 scale white shirt I've ever seen. And that tie, once again, is a ball ache, getting it to fall right and foot right, because it's not really the tie's fault here. It's the shirt itself. It's just, although the collars were large, it was 77 after all, it just doesn't fall right. Probably bar the super tan that Dr. Loomis has got. The only other complaint I've got about this figure is this overcoat. The material that they've used, the colour, is just wrong. It's not the overcoat. Although the style is right, it's the colour and material that are off here for me. So I've been meaning to pick up a custom overcoat that is more screen accurate, but it's one of those things I've just not got round to. But no doubt when I get a more screen accurate Michael involved with Dr. Loomis, then it'll push me into sorting out Dr. Loomis's overcoat. You get the revolver, and that's pretty much a lot as far as accessories go with this Trick or Treat figure. So there's some absolutely great stuff going on with Dr. Loomis, the quality of that sculpt, and there's some not so great stuff going on here as well. But as a pair, I think they work really, really well together. And as a tribute to John Carpenter's game-changing 77 Halloween, I think these are a cracking pair. Obviously, once again, this isn't the base that I normally use with these figures. We're looking at the TB Lee Fison Bloodshot again. I do have a diorama base that I use with both these figures. which will feature in the showcase at the end of this video, as we always do. And that's another one of Mr. Sean Ratty's wonderful dioramas. I will pop a link to his eBay page in the description below if you're wanting to check out his other stuff. He does some great work. So there you have it, folks. That is Sideshow's Michael Myers and Trick or Treat Studios' Dr. Loomis. I hope this bit of fun has been enjoyable for you. A little trip down memory lane and a tribute to the master craftsman and filmmaker John Carpenter. What have we got coming up on the channel? Well, there's plenty more reviews coming up. We've got stuff from Hot Toys, InArt, Susu Toys, Present Toys, Caustic Plastic X06. The list goes on. We've got more episodes of Grail or Fail. We've got more showcases, more tours, pretty much more of everything 1/6 scale. So as I mentioned at the top there, be sure to hit that subscribe button and bell notification icon so you're not missing any of the good stuff. And I suppose all that remains for me to say, as always, a massive thank you for watching, and until next time on the channel, take care of yourselves, happy collecting, and it's over to the showcase.